I've been receiving a lot of messages and a lot of questions about, the best way to go pro, the best path to pro, if you should play this league or this team and that team. And I just wanted to make a little video today, kind of putting together the best way that you can go pro. So without further ado, before we get started in this video, please make sure you guys smash the like and subscribe button. Get me to 1 million subscribers and get me to 255 million likes by tomorrow, or else we'll see what happens. Alright, so for the first step, you have to make sure you join a team. You have to make sure you start at a young age and you're growing up in the soccer world. This is something fundamental in this sport, because if you're at the age of 19, 20, 21 and you're just starting to try to go pro at that age, it's going to be very difficult for you. You have to understand it's going to come with a lot of challenges, but nothing is impossible and it is doable. I started at the age of 12, and I personally have full confidence that I will get at that top level, I will get at the professional level. So it's different for everybody. Everybody has a different journey, but just make sure you're joining a team. Number one, you're getting in a team environment, and you're trying to start as young as possible. You must learn that before becoming a professional soccer player, you have to learn to love the game. You have to learn to have a relationship with the game, and you have to learn to play with a smile on your face, and just understand at the end of the day, this is a game. This is something that I enjoy doing, and I just want to take it as far as I can. So make sure you guys love the game. Make sure you're not trying to become a professional soccer player just for the money and the fame. It's got to come from within. You have to love the game. You have to make sure you're cherishing moments. So after you've joined a team, after you've played a few years, after you've kind of enjoyed the soccer world, and you start to get a bit more competitive and you start to want more for yourself, this is where you ask the question, do I want to really be a professional soccer player? This is now where you make the decision. Yes, becoming a pro is a decision that you have to make, but at the same time, it's a decision that requires quitting everything in your life and dedicating your life fully to soccer. Once you decide that you are truthfully and honestly ready to sacrifice everything, which means your family, which means your friends, going out and just doing all the things that you love to do, you are one step closer to achieving the dream that you have. Now that your decision is done, that you want to become a professional soccer player and you're willing to do anything it takes, this is where now you have to have a successful mindset. So there's something that every successful person in this world has in common. You look at Messi, Ronaldo, Steve Jobs, Bill Gates, the Tesla man, Elon Musk, just all these successful people. They all have in common that they all have a successful mindset. A successful mindset is a way of thinking about life that will increase your chances of progressing and reaching that top level. So for example, you have strength in character. This is turning your bad luck into good luck, getting over any obstacle that comes your way. You have focus. This is committing to one course to reach your goals. So for example, be committing strictly to your sport. You have your brand. This is always remembering what you stand for and always understanding that you must have a unique personality. One of my favorites, this is not making any excuses. A lot of successful people, they don't make excuses. We don't know what's going on in their lives, but I'm telling you right now that they're probably going through so much crazy stuff, but they always weather the storm and they never make excuses. They just work, work, and work. You have persistence. When you fail and you keep failing and you keep failing, you just get up and you keep getting up and you keep getting up until you reach that goal. And finally, you have patience. Don't rush anything. Just take its course and work really hard, because the more patience you have and the more things you go through, there's always a brighter side at the end of the day. Next up is making new relationships. A lot of people don't understand this, but soccer is a game of many influences. So the more people you know and the more people that you have contact with, the better chances you have of being professional or just getting closer to your goal. Most of the times I was invited to a camp or I was at a trial was because I knew somebody that can get me in, and it's all about building connections at the next level, guys. So next time you do get to train with a new coach or a new scout or somebody high up in the ranks of the professional world, you want to make sure that you're presenting yourself a little bit. You're talking about yourself, you're chatting, building a relationship. That way it looks good, because if they ever need somebody or they ever need help from someone, they can always contact you. I just feel like everybody's the same. Everybody wants to do kind of the same thing. So if you stand out that little bit more and build a different kind of relationship with a coach or a scout, it might increase your chances of getting a call. Now moving forward, you must trust the process and expect a financial sacrifice as you get closer to becoming a professional. Like, most of us see these professional players, these top players, and we just admire them and the things they have and the things they do. But a lot of us don't understand what they actually have to go through, all the sweat, tears they have to put in to get where they are today. We always say, I want to be Ronaldo, I want to be Messi, I want to be Neymar. But at the same time, that jump is not that easy as people think it is. You have to make sure you're making little short-term goals along the way, and then you'll reach your long-term goal. If you're just making one long-term goal, like, oh, I want to play in the Premier League, and you're not even playing in academy soccer, it's going to be difficult. You're going to get distracted throughout the way. Make little short-term goals along the way, and then that long-term goal will finally come. Basically, if you're a promising future star at a young age and you're in an academy and you're working your way up the ranks, obviously they're going to pay for you, they're going to look after you. But for some people that can't afford it, they're just going to have to put in the extra work, the extra hours every day training, and hopefully their time will come. But it's possible for anyone, guys. Anybody can be at the top. It just depends how bad you want it, and it depends on the steps that you're willing to take. So you always have to be honest with yourself. People will have to pay for a lot of things if they want to improve in this game. In fact, most professional players that we see on TV today were really poor in the past, but it's the steps and the decisions they made in their lives that helped them change their lives. So for this reason, I'm saying that money shouldn't be a deciding factor if you want to go pro or not. You just have to work. You work hard, money won't be an issue. Now after this, you want to make sure you're attending a lot of soccer camps and a lot of trials. Some of them are going to be paid and some of them will be free depending on your connections, like we talked about before. So when you get to a soccer camp or a trial, the first thing you want to do is try to interact with coaches, try to talk to them, talk about the tournament or the trial that's going on, talk about the position you play, and just build a little bit of a relationship before everything gets started. So as soon as you come into these soccer camps and trials, the first thing you want to take care of is your fitness levels. You want to make sure you're coming in super fit because there's going to be other guys that are going to come in and they might be fitter than you. So number one, guys, come in fit as hell. Next up, you want to be an explosive player. You want to take a lot of risks because this could be your only chance to impress the coaches. So I'm not saying go out there and skill 10 guys in a row and try to score a goal. Just go out there, be explosive, be very, very hungry so they can see that energy in you, they can see that lion in you. This is the most important one. Make sure you guys are learning as much as you can. When you learn new things, it doesn't matter if you get selected or not because you're already winning at the end. Take what you learned out of the camp or the trial and bring it to your next one and just keep progressing. And finally, guys, soccer camps and trials can be fairly expensive, but big coaches and big scouts will be there. So if you impress them and you get that call, it's all going to be worth it. And I'm also going to add, guys, that the only way to become a professional soccer player is to actually be a very good player. So any chance you get to improve, make sure you take it. All right, now this next step is a very common step that a lot of athletes take in trying to reach the next level. You have MLS academies, you have USL academies, and you have the USL 2 Summer League. All three of those leagues are very, very good leagues to be in and very good leagues to participate in. They dramatically increase your chances of being looked at by pro coaches and pro scouts and hopefully jumping you into the next level. With that being said, not only are youth academies and under 23 academies a great way of becoming a professional soccer player, but there's also college opportunities as well. College scholarships are actually a very useful way for a path to pro. Look at me, for instance. I've tried going pro at a younger age and it was something that I wanted to do, but not everybody has the same journey and it was tough for me. Now I'm 22, I'm in college, I'm a senior, and my path is still going upwards and I'm still looking at hitting that professional level. And that's one thing I really like about the NCAA level, especially at the Division I level. They do have the MLS Super Draft, and every year they draft hundreds of kids into the MLS, and they get 2 to 3 weeks with the first team in the MLS, and if not, they get dropped down to the USL teams. So that's also a very good opportunity, and that's the route that I want to take. And not only is MLS Super Draft a great thing, but at the same time, when you're in college, you're actually finishing your degree at the same time focusing on soccer. So it's the best of both worlds. You can't really complain about it too much because you're taking care of both sides. So if you're looking to get into the USL 2, if you're looking to get into NCAA, if you're looking to get into these MLS academies, whatever it is, MLS Next, there's so much going on. I'm gonna leave some websites down in the description. You can check out all the websites and just have some fun with it. And if you have any other questions, you can just comment down below or message me personally so I can help you guys with that. But the most important thing before we finish off here is understanding the obstacles on the way. There's gonna be so much obstacles. Every player goes through obstacles. All the top players, they go through obstacles, but it's how you deal with them. There's corruption. For example, corruption could be you and this kid are fighting for a spot, but this kid has more money than you and he has a better relationship with the coach than you and he gets to start because of that. That's corruption. Or sometimes a team might not even be loyal to you and make a bad move on you and throw you out next season. I've had that personally happen to me, and it's something you just have to deal with. Corruption is everywhere, but at the same time, you must have a positive spirit and you must have a positive mind and be able to just get over it, because at the end of the day, none of that stuff matters. As long as you're working hard, somebody will recognize it. There's social discrimination. For example, look around in our world today with all the BLM stuff, all the racism. These are things that happen all the time. So there might be a club that doesn't like the way you look because of your skin, because of the way you are, and you're not presenting the club the way they want to see it. So there it feels like they're already taking away a little bit from yourself, taking away from your freedom a little bit, and it is what it is. Social discrimination is everywhere. A lot of players go through it, but it's all about having a strong mentality to make sure it doesn't break you, because once you're broken, it's going to be hard to reach that next level, guys. So stay up and stay positive. This is a common one here, and sometimes it's hard to understand, but you know, coaches just might not like you. It might be the way you are, the way you look, the way you talk. It could be anything, but it's something very common, and if coaches doesn't like you, then you just got to move on and take it under the chin, because at the end of the day, coach is the one who's making the team, and if you're not on the team, you can't pout about it. You just got to stay up and move on. And lastly, the one that nobody wants is injuries. All professional players go through injuries, but it's how you recover and how you treat your mind in an injury. For example, I had my knee surgery about like 10 months ago now, and it was probably the worst injury of my life. It was my first surgery ever, and I'm not gonna lie, at first I was really down and I thought that I wasn't gonna get back up to the level I was, but surely you're not. In the next 4 or 5 months afterwards, I was running again, I was doing the same things again, and I was feeling very positive. So anytime you go through an injury, guys, just understand that it's all part of the process, it's all part of the plan of becoming a professional, and you just have to take it and keep working super hard. And as soon as you go through an injury, you have to understand, was I eating right? Was I doing the right workouts? Was I doing the right recoveries? Because these are things that will go around in your mind. So make sure that you're taking care of your body. If you have been injured, or even if you haven't been injured yet, make sure that you're looking after yourself so you can prevent injury. Do a lot of injury preventions. I do a lot of videos on my injury preventions and stuff, so you can go check those out and help yourself. But yeah, guys, that's basically it for the video. Hopefully you guys learned something. Hopefully you guys can take some of these tips and become a professional and use them in your own life. I want you guys to keep working. I want you guys to keep pushing. And if there's anything you guys need from me, please comment down below or message me in my DMs. I'll try to get to all of them. But other than that, please make sure you guys like and subscribe this video. It means so much to me. You guys have been so helpful so far in this journey, and I'm just enjoying it more and more every single day. But I'm gonna catch up with you guys tomorrow, and I just hope you guys are staying determined, driven, and disciplined in your goals every single day. Peace out, guys.